Hey YouTube, I'm usually one to review something such as seemingly simple as a DVD box set. However, I seem to have found this box set in particular extremely interesting. And that's why we're going to be looking at today. The Thomas & Friends 65th Anniversary Classic Collection Box Set. Because although I believe that it is a box set that should not be missed for all Thomas fans, especially those who are a little bit unwilling like me to accept the CGI series in all its, well, let's face it, lack of greatness, it does have some very interesting points about it, and that raises many questions about the Thomas franchise itself. Alright, so let's have a look at it. As we can see, it's got a very interesting box design. We've got Thomas from the front, and we look at the top of the box, we've got Thomas from the top. We've got the side of the box, we've got Thomas from the side. Look at the back of the box, and we have a picture of the Classic Collection Thomas & Friends Complete Series 1 to 11. Thomas, Percy, Emily, James. With a little picture of all the DVDs inside. And if we can lift up the bottom, we've got your regular legal stuff. Because this is in fact not yet available in Australia and only available in the UK. Hence the fact it's got this little G symbol here, rather than the green G symbol that we know in Australia. Now, let's take a look inside. If we take it off, it's like a bit of a slipcase cover, like so. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Anyway, we can see that... What? It's a bit odd, isn't it? We've got... Hang on. 11 tiny little DVDs, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, placed in a strange arrangement, not taking up the entire box, not sitting in the middle of the box, and not sitting this way in the box. No, sitting like this, strangely, where they can flop around and move around with a really sort of pathetic excuse of a cardboard holding system on these side bits. It's supposed to hold us in the middle or something, I don't know. So I have to say, this design choice really baffles me. But that's not the only thing that baffles me about this. Let's have a look. Okay, while we're on the inside, let's have a look at this. Now, this is my single DVD of the Classic Collection, the 4th series. Now, let's look at the Classic Collection, the 4th series. Now, on the front, they sort of look the same, but if we have a look on the side, look at this. This is where it just gets weird. Okay, if we actually... What? These DVD cases take Slim to a whole new level. They are seriously half the size of a normal DVD case. And if we open them up, you've got your DVD with a replication of the picture on the front. So for some reason, he decided to go for this smaller box with these really funny sort of sized slip cases, which is strange because if you're someone who wants to display all your seasons of Thomas, you really can't because they don't fit on normal shelves. So you really have no choice but to leave them in this box. And another interesting thing is that despite this being Series 1, the original series, we've got a photo from, you know, the Season 8 to 11 era of Thomas in his new model form. And also, Emily on the front cover, despite Emily not appearing all the way until Series 7. So, the pictures chosen for these sort of shows the very sort of strong bias that the Thomas series still shows towards the Series 8 to, well, onward series. And we want to sort of forget about the original 7 series that created this whole show. And only take and pick and choose things, such as Henry Special Cole from Season 1, but just forgetting that he ever got repaired and doesn't need it anymore, as we see constantly in episodes and specials from today. So we've got engines like Spencer for 11. We have Rosie for 10. Not really sure why that is. We've got James, Thomas, and Percy for 9, even though I'm pretty sure there is an engine with 9 on it. We've got Series 8 for Emily, where it really should be Duck if we want to be accurate. Then we've got Series 7 Toby. Then we have 6 for Percy, 5 for James, 4 for Gordon, 3 for Henry, 2 for Edward, 1 for Thomas, which is a nice touch. So yeah, that's a weird design choice. Now, another weird thing is that, as with the other series, these are out of order, especially noticeable in this series just here. If we have a look at these, we can see that it's the same order for both of the DVDs. And these are actually out of televised order. They don't really make sense because you've got such episodes as Duncan appearing before he's actually been introduced, or Duke appearing before he's been introduced, or Rusty going away before he comes back, and all these kind of weird things. So they haven't ordered these particularly well for the original series anyway, at all. Now we can move on to the outside of the box. Now this is a really cool design, I think, with the engines, but I hate to be criticising, but it's a review, right? So we're supposed to do that. Firstly, I don't like this side on of Thomas's face. It looks strange. Same as the top view. It doesn't look like that face would look like that face on the side. That's because we've never seen a side face in this design before. Second of all, the dome is a little bit funny because that should be straight. It's not really meant to be side on. And thirdly, the wheels. Firstly, if we look where his axles are in comparison to his body, the axles are sticking out, and also that these pistons are way too far out on the wheel rims because they probably wouldn't be turning the wheels then. Wouldn't be very well attached. But you know, that's just really, really pedantic kind of stuff. So yes, this is actually a really good box set, especially for the series of the Classic Collection, which is also interesting to note that the Classic Collection, which was originally Series 1 to 7, has now been extended to Series 1 to 11, despite them being vastly different, both in length, design, and storyline and quality. But I think it's a great collection and offers a very good bargain if you can grab it. I believe it's on Amazon at the moment, still, and is a really nice addition to those Thomas collectors, especially with this box. And so, although, you know, there's a couple of sort of strange things and odd design details, which I'd really like to ask, you know, what HIT is doing with Thomas at the moment, and for how long are we still going to be able to buy these old series, or are they going to sort of be brushed under the carpet? A little bit like, for example, old Doctor Who episodes. They are there, but they're very hard to find in large numbers. They just release, you know, bests of and favourites and that kind of stuff. So yeah, what do you think of this box set? Do you want this box set? Or would you rather just buy individual DVDs such as this one? And it's up to you. Alrighty, that's all for now from TrainzXtreme.